So, as discussed earlier, this process is similar to uh, two tanks of water, where one tank is filled with water and other tank is an empty tank. Okay, there is a knob here, and at t equal to 0, this is turned on, and at t equal to 0, we find this height of water column here is high, the height of column here is 0. Therefore, you find maximum potential difference between the two ends of the pipe, and hence water rushes into the second tank. But as the water rushes into second tank, the level of the water increases, and as the level of water increases, the difference between these two levels decreases, and hence potential difference between these two reduced, and hence this process slows down, but still continues to flow, and this continues as long as the two levels become equal. So here, to have a proper analogy, I am assuming that this tank is infinitely large, so that even some water flows out, the level of this is not going to make much change. That's what I am assuming here. So the level of the water keeps increasing. At the beginning, it will be very fast because difference is large. As time passes, this level increases, therefore difference reduces, therefore the flow slows down, and hence the speed with which this level rises keeps on slowing down and slowing down. Finally, when it reaches this, it becomes zero rate of change. Now, who all are going to contribute for this speed with which it is rising? One is the width of the pipe. That's smaller the width, slower the water flow. So slower will be the rise in the height. So that is something to do with the resistance. The second thing is the capacity of the tank. The wider the capacity, the bigger is the capacity of the tank, the more water is required to raise to a particular level, and hence this is analogous to C. So it's not just R, it's not just C, it is both together are going to decide. So that's a time constant of the system product R into C. Okay, that's when you talk about a sudden rise, what would happen. Now let's assume that this keeps changing. Let us assume that this keeps changing, then what would happen? So this has reached to the voltage V, and this a little increase. That little increase will increase the voltage here. This end is still V, therefore this V1 is greater than V, so current will flow. So this gets charged. If you give sufficient time for this to change its voltage, yes, it gets charged, and this also becomes V1, and this is V1, this is V1. So voltage across R is 0, current becomes 0, so no more change in the output voltage. Now get it down to V2. Last time we had to V1. Now get it down to V2. Now this is V2, this is V1. V2 is less than V1. Therefore, now the current starts flowing in the reverse direction. The current starts flowing in the reverse direction. That means the excess negative charges which are collected on this plate return back to their original place, and hence this voltage keeps reducing, and when this becomes V2, the voltage across these two is 0, and hence current stops. So this will get into equilibrium when this goes to V2. So this is all possible when we are allowing sufficient time for these charges to move around, because the charges need some time. That's controlled by the resistance. The speed of the charges is controlled by the resistance, and the number of charges you need to displace to make a change in the voltage depends on the capacitance. Therefore, both together are going to decide how much time you need to give so that the output follows the input. So if you get into this analogy, add some water to this, and if you give sufficient time, then this will raise. Remove some water from this. If you allow sufficient time, then it will come down. So add goes up, remove comes down, add goes up, remove comes down. So if you do this in a slower rate, then this can follow it. But you just add it, and by the time it realizes that there is potential difference and water has to flow, and before the whole process started, you just remove the water, then you find the difference between these two is zero. Therefore, no more current is going to flow. No more water is going to flow. No more current is going to flow. So there is some limit up to which this whole process can work. But after that limit, the process doesn't work. So similar example can be, you just talk somebody and say to run on towards north. So the person will start running towards north, give sufficient time to run towards north, and then say stop, then say run towards south. He will start running towards south, give sufficient time, so he will run towards south, then say stop, then run towards north. So if you keep repeating this, run towards north, run towards south, run towards north, run towards south, and if you give sufficient time, then definitely he will follow you. But you just say run towards north, and before he puts his first step ahead, you just say stop, then he will stop. He will not yet stop started his motion, but you said stop, he stopped. Then you say go to south, then okay, he turned. Before he puts his one step, you say stop, he will stop. So you just keep on saying same thing fast. Move front, move back, move front, move back, move front, move back. If you make saying at a faster rate, then he just stops there, doesn't move front or back, doesn't move north or south. So that's what is going to happen when you talk of change is of some speed.